My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Nunas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
Today, we are going to talk about summertime dramas. Ooh, but before that, we just have a little eulogy for someone has left us this day, and that's never to be seen again, and that is Rabbit, the website which we use to watch things together, is shutting down.
It's so sad.
So sad.
Sad. Like,
it's actually a thing. Like, we were using it for some projects, too.
Yeah,
so
we were
it's a
using
big
it
bummer.
quite often, so it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, even if you didn't know we were using it,
we use
it.
it all the time. So we're very sad about this and looking for, but as with all things, you must eventually move on. So we are trying to expedite the 7 stages of grief by looking for a new service to watch things together. So if you have one that you love, send us a comment, let us know what it is. We hope that your life watching things together is not ruined by Rabbit's demise. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, we're
Cheers.
sad, but way less sad than the
drama
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, it's not quite that level of
To
sad.
put it into perspective, we're okay-ish.
Yeah,
They did basically, destroy the platform right after we discovered it. We used it, twice, and then they, ruined the platform anyway.
Yeah.
So,
But it's still sad. People
it's a little
lost their
hard
jobs.
to be super sad about it.
Yeah,
but
people did lose their jobs and stuff,
People
so
did
it's
lose
a
their
bummer.
That's such a shame. But time to talk about summer because it is summer outside. Actually, in my place right now, it is hot as hell, sunny, not a single cloud in the sky that I can see. And I'm sure at some point my neighbor who needs to mow his lawn apparently every single day will probably start up his mower. Like, I swear that's the only thing he does.
It's his life mission to be on the podcast with his
Like,
mower. He's like, I hear it in humming in the background.
It's like my recording senses are tingling. Like, I need to go in and start it up. Yeah, there's a lot of weird noises going on around my place. Like, they're doing nighttime construction right in front of my house on the road. I don't know what they're doing. They don't seem to be doing anything. They're just making noise.
Just posting signs and making noise.
Yeah, so they left a flyer that was like, oh, we have a noise exemption between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. every day for all of July and August. I'm like, oh, thanks. Great. It's fine. Yeah, I know. It's like a real, enjoy your summer, jackass. Great. Well, good thing I don't sleep anyway.
My weather here today, we had a small rainstorm. It was humid before the rain,
Ooh.
but after the rain, it is suffocating.
It's steamy.
Yeah, we already had condensation on the windows, but now it's worse. Yeah. But down here we have air conditioning in our houses, so
Really?
I know that.
I don't have air conditioning. I think everyone else has air conditioning, but my house is the size of a shoebox first off, and I have a fan. But usually it only gets hot. It only gets hot enough to justify having one for 1.5 months out of the year, and air conditioners are really expensive. So I'm okay, as soon as September hits, it's it's fine. So I don't know.
Here,
saying,
September can still be as hot as Hades, so it's air conditioning.
Yeah.
My problem is my house has radiant heat, so we're heated with a boiler and radiators and stuff. So there's no forced air to have an air conditioning unit. So we put some window units in the bedroom so that we can sleep at night in the really bad times. But I mean, generally speaking, we open all the windows and the doors, and hopefully the breeze comes off the lake and.
Yeah, I have this my husband's never cold. He's just no matter what time of year, he's oh, I feel great. Temperature's great. I'm just oh.
Yeah.
He calls me his little lizard baby. I wish I was kidding about this. That's one of his nicknames for me is lizard baby because whatever temperature it is, that's what I am. So if it's really hot, I'm overheated. If it's cold, I'm freezing. But I have a little tiny fan that sits on the end of the bed, and then me, the dog, and the cat all just lie, with the fan just blowing over us all night. But anyway, back to actually talking about K-drama. J dramas and T dramas and C dramas and TH dramas. Maybe P dramas. We don't know. Like, you do you.
Add one more into your list.
What do you feel is like makes a good summer drama for you?
Light and somewhat fluffy. It doesn't have to be like no-brainer, but I don't want my brain to work that hard in this heat. Like, I want short episodes. I want a short series. I want fluffy.
Shorter time is
sweet.
I think.
Yeah,
I want simple. Like, it doesn't have to be a no-brainer, but I don't want
a hard-boiled mystery
or too much angst. I don't know. For some reason, angst does feel like more of a fall-winter thing to me. In the summer, I want the relationships, like the romantic relationships, to be not too complicated. Like, I want that part to be kind of easy. If there's mystery and stuff, cool.
I really like watching Weekenders in the summer because they tend to be kind of dumb and funny, but like I don't know if half of the time they're supposed to be funny, but they usually are. So I'm actually rewatching Five Children right now, and it's, oh boy, is it a delight. What a nice summer treat. It's like having a popsicle.
Like family Weekenders, not like the hardcore Mac Jang evil mystery, revenge
there so kids don't see it.
The family ones, yeah. And I love watching Thai shows in the summer too, because they, especially GMMTV ones. GMMTV shows tend to be just stupid enough that you're like,
light, short,
cute, yeah,
done.
Acting questionable. Is it enjoyable? Yes, it is.
I don't know. I think because, when you're older, summer is not really summer like it is when you're younger. I feel like I gravitate more to the high school dramas or like, the younger dramas just because it just feels right. Like, going to watch a high school drama, but also shorter episodes too. I think like anything that's almost like closer to movies. Like I feel movies are really good for summer as opposed to during the rest of the year.
This summer specifically, because I'm away at the trailer like 4 or 5 days a week, downloadable. So like, something that's on a downloadable platform.
So basically just Netflix stuff.
If you pay for YouTube, can you download episodes?
Yeah.
If you're on the red, I think there might be some that won't let you. So I don't know if like music videos count in that because I feel like that's a separate thing.
You can test it for a month for free.
When we were watching Top Management, I was downloading those so I could watch them at work and stuff.
That might be something I need to consider for the summer at least.
So for me, what I kind of gravitate more, I'm in the mood for idol dramas a bit more. And what I mean by idol dramas isn't, the lead is an idol. No.
No, truly idol.
The idol
actual
dramas.
idol dramas.
Which are usually mini dramas, so you get the small thing going. And then usually the acting is questionable or the only reason you're watching it is just to see that it's silly and cute and just move on.
We're talking XO Next Door and Dream Night here, right? Like that's
to be continued.
Oh, I just remember I actually did watch Dream Night in the summer, and I forced my husband to watch it with me, and I have never seen someone more confused about the plot of a drama than him watching it. And also he was like, why are the production values for like the opening credits so good, but for the show they're so bad? I'm like, that's just the magic. This is the magic of the idol web drama, okay?
I will say, idol dramas don't go for like J-drama idol dramas because most of those will end up being like mystery murder ghost ones.
Really?
So don't skew that way if you're like not into it, which I mean maybe you are. Like I'm not opposed.
They still short?
They're shorter and they're J-dramas too. In general, they're like 45-minute episodes and usually they don't go past like 10 episodes. So but even in the idol ones are shorter.
J-dramas are like the exception to the rule as far as
everything
go. For everything. J-dramas are always like, except for in a J-drama, because somebody's gonna die or whatever. It's like, oh wait.
Yeah.
No.
Also, I tend to watch more of the stuff that I put off my watch list in the summer more than like if I've had to like, not drop a drama, but like had to put it on hold for another thing and then you just didn't get back to it. The summer is like my catch-up time.
Yeah.
See, I'm the reverse because the summer is my work season. And the winter, I do nothing. So, and you're the reverse of me. The winter is your work season, and in the summer, you're free. So, wedding photography. Not a winter game in Canada. Like, I like to not think too much. Like, I just want to have a good time in the summer. And if it's funny, double plus. Like, comedies in the summer for me, I'm going to be honest, in the K-drama world, a straight-up comedy, very few and far in between.
Yeah, I don't want rom-com. I want comedy.
Comedy. Like, and I'm okay if there's, like, a little bit of romance, because, like, whatever, it's a TV show, you got to fill the episode somehow, of course. Yeah. But, I just want, like, a straight-up, and they're very rare, but there are a few. So
I don't mind a rom-com, but it needs to be a rom-com. No mellow, no. I need to know who the leads are, who the end game is right from the first episode. I need to know neither one of them is going to die. Like, it just has to be
easy. I don't want that. And that's why, like, most rom-coms, I'm like, gotta find something else in this that makes it enjoyable. And it's usually side characters.
Yeah, rom-com, they never, rarely, I haven't seen one. They don't lean very, very, very heavy on the calm part. Like
no.
So like if you're in a light summer mood for some of your watching, it's too bad that there's not like, oh, this is mostly a comedy and then this random side couple that like whatever. Like that's
it's also a weird gray area because like a lot of times like I'll go look and what is like actually like posted in Korean doesn't call it a rom-com. It might say romance and comedy, but they don't actually mean that it's a rom-com. And so then when it's translated and picked up here, I think it's more the Western audience mislabeling rom-coms than it is actually Korea. And I think even in just K-dramas in general, they don't really actually have rom-com as a genre too. Yeah. So then it gets like weird in the translation that way. So
like rarely will they be like, this is a rom-com. For instance, Her Private Life, like they were saying rom-com. This is a rom-com.
Yeah.
Like, usually it's not like that.
What's that one with Sung Hoon that OCN did? That was like a straight up rom-com.
Secret Romance,
yeah. Was
it you can tell because there's a lot more physical comedy to it.
Yeah.
And then like you'll have really exaggerated side characters too.
Yeah.
But, there are some things that you're like, that's not a rom-com just because Vicky labeled it as a rom-com.
Yeah.
Or Wikipedia says that, I can put in rom-com on, like, any Wikipedia article.
Yeah.
I can make Watcher a rom-com right now.
I mean, same with my drama list, right?
Voice rom-com.
Just throw everybody off.
I'm just going to go through my drama list and edit everything to say rom-com.
Everything. Rom-com.
I bet Suspicious Partner has rom-com labeled on it, which it's not.
It 100% does. Like, I don't even need to check. Absolutely. I bet it does. It's like, well, it has a few funny moments, and there's a romance. Rom-com! And you're just like, no.
Just because they label that they have those things doesn't mean you group it together.
Right. There's no way to have, like, whatever percentage of the show is comedic and therefore it should be labeled comedy. But sometimes like, this show is not funny. There's like
or it's just like regular life funny. You're like, there are funny moments in life.
But that doesn't mean that my life is a comedy. Well,
I mean,
for me,
like slice of life can just be straight up slice of life. It doesn't you don't have to put the comedy tag on it. You can leave it off. It's okay. Yeah. Like, we all know what slice of life means. So that's our summer vibes as far as what we feel like watching in the summer.
And if you like our vibes, there's more of them over on Coffee. Coffee.com/certifiednunas is where we put up all the extra stuff that gets cut out of the podcast and some other fun things. So, if you have a few dollars to spare, give us come give us a little donation to help this podcast train going, because we are not sponsored by anyone but our own selves. So anyway, now that we've done our ad,
it was going so well.
They all sort of give me the same look as soon as I figure out, as soon as I'm like, segue time, and they all realize it's happening, the horror on their faces. So, now that that's over, how about we do like a little fun K-drama casting game. So speaking of these like fun, beachy, good time dramas, what would you cast? Who would you cast? What's going on? What's happening?
Yeah, what would the drama be?
I want to say a beach drama, like something actual at the beach. It's like Jeju Island, and there's
it has to be Jeju.
Like, there's surfing lessons at some point.
So, like sort of like warm and cozy, but good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good would be.
Oh, well, if you like warm and cozy, you're allowed to like warm and cozy.
If we're doing surfing, I would like to throw a Lee Ki-woo in there because he's attractive and loves to surf. So
and he's a good
actor.
actor.
We just like him. Like
he is not in enough dramas.
He is not.
I'd love to see him teaching Jisoo to swim, or not to swim, to surf. Like
with Jisoo, like our baby, our sweet baby
Jisoo. Because I also would not be against him on the beach.
It could be brothers. It could be like a brother reuniting.
Oh.
I do also, every time I think of surfing, I think of Sung Hoon, because there's the episodes of I Live Alone where he goes to the indoor surfing thing.
And he like also loves to swim, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and he's actually
listen, 3 brothers.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We can make it a family weekender. Because Sung Hoon does weekenders. We gotta get these boys like long-term work.
Yeah. Give them money. Weekender it is. 100 episodes. I'll watch 100 episodes
so, like,
of those 3.
I would watch 100 episodes of those 3 men learning to surf and falling in love with whomever, like 100%. 100%. I'd be like, this is my dream drama.
I would love Kim Sol-gi in this in somehow, some way. I just want her.
Sure.
And I want to see her more, so give her a 100-episode drama.
She could be like the youngest sister or something. Like she's the sister of these 3, and like she's the tomboy sister.
The sister, or she is the daughter of the owner of the place that they're renting the surfboards from, or something like that.
And then one of them has to start, because like she's good in romances. Give her a little.
She's great.
Her and Sung Hoon would be the funniest little couple together, wouldn't it?
It would.
I feel like their comedic, just everything could just play off of each other so nicely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like it.
And since this is us, we can like not have the horrible mother-in-laws that are in every weekender ever. Like they can just be cool.
A great mom though. I like a great mom.
Like a
great mom, or like just you very rarely see the mom too.
Yeah. Like, or maybe like a real hippie mom, like who's like the mom of these surfers, like just like this
breezes in and out.
Yeah,
she's be grandma, like the cool grandma.
Yeah,
she's like, I just lived on Jeju all my life.
Yeah, like yes, and she's just like she does eat. Okay, she could be
she runs like a coffee shop or something, like a cafe friend kind of coffee shop where she's making her kaya jam and her.
Like, and it's kind of like in Something in the Rain. You know how the friend goes and opens up the coffee shop there and it has that bohemian vibe. I think like that. So it would be really good.
Like you could just sort of base her as like an elderly Hiyori. So like she just does yoga every morning and like hangs out with all her dogs.
But you know who could be the person who was in 12 Nights? She was the photographer, but she's now in Search WW as the evil grandmother. She would be really good for that.
Yes. Oh, she would be. Yeah, guys, this is like, I think we should just like write this. And
okay,
this
what's the conflict? Like, what's the main conflict?
Is it you can come up with anything.
It could be that there's a lot of rain.
There's developers who want to buy the beach and like the big hotel, whatever. There's townspeople of this like surf village are like, no way, dude.
The side characters. I want there to be a solid found family somewhere in the mix. So it has to be that.
Oh, I also want female divers because we're on Jeju Island and that's important.
It would be really cool as like people from the town are like basically everybody from the town in 100 Days My Prince. Like all them. I just want them in this in a better setting.
Yes. Having fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yes, 100%. Let's give these people work.
Oh, and there has to be scenes of like you brought it up. So the envoys from the conglomerate are coming in their suits with their business suits and their briefcases to the beach. and they're like walking around in the sand in their suits.
And they can't really walk too, so there's like kind of like you can tell that they're like kind of stumbling because you've got to let them, everybody know that they've never seen like water or sand before. Like it has to be a plot.
Chef kiss.
Well, one of them has to be a chick, and she has to have like aggressively high heels that get stuck in the sand.
And a really nice ponytail.
Yeah.
Because like apparently
who's gonna fall in love with her?
Yeah, like there's
and then she's got a teaser too.
Yeah, and she's gonna have a whole arc that like, you know, she ends up like loving the place and then like becomes a hippie at the end.
Is this Lee Da-hee, maybe?
Ooh.
I mean, I will go for any drama with Lee Da-hee. Love her.
We are making the best Weekender ever.
I'm so sad this isn't a real drama.
I know.
So where is Kim Won-hee? What is he doing? Is he the mayor?
Oh yeah, he's
mayor, or he's like, you know, owns a place right next door.
He could be the guy who owns the surf shop.
Yeah. But maybe we could do this. That like he has like a little fling with the grandma.
Yeah, like a secret, like long-term. Guys, I think
they've known each other forever.
I think I'm just gonna make a fanfic out of this. Like this is gonna be my next novel. Oh my goodness, too good.
But we only had 2 female leads. Do we need one more?
I feel like we need an idol in this.
Well, okay, listen, if I'm the one writing this fan fiction, the Jisoo's definitely getting with a dude, so. But if we're looking for like a K-drama, I suppose that's not really a thing.
But we could put it as a nice bromance.
Yeah, a nice romance.
Do we put his real romance partner in there then?
Yes, of course.
But do we do that as a guest star? Like, you just, like, barely see him and he only talks about him the entire series, and then you finally see him.
They are, like, Bride of the Water God remarks and, like, stuff because, you know, you're at the beach and now that, like, the water god has shown up.
Like, you only meet him right at the end. Like, you just hear about this, like, mysterious, like, lover that the youngest brother has, right? So they're always like, oh, who's this girl? And then it shows up and it's a guy in like the last episode, and then you're like, oh, they done did it to us. They done got us good. Like, I feel that would actually be kind of a little cheeky ending and still fit within like Korean censorship, because it wouldn't wet thing, you know. So stupid.
If you're gonna do like character, they just can't do anything.
Yeah. If we're gonna have like idols, maybe to like play off of the like supreme group of Summer, Sistar, Bora, or what's her face, would be in the show at some point too.
I feel like too, somebody like N Flying or something, like have them actually there as the like
a cameo,
beachy, like
maybe,
you know, Beach Boys group that play on the beach,
or like they're always like playing in different bars around, because like, you know, you just see the like group just go around like at night being kids and going to the bars, and so the like N Flying is always like the entertainment for.
You'll like see them occasionally on the beach and being the Korean equivalent of like, hey brah, like. It'd be like, oh.
They would love that. They would love that.
I feel like
or there'd just be like one scene where one of them's going to rent a like surfboard and walks away, and he barely has a line, but he just keep on popping up, and then maybe their songs are always played at like pivotal moments.
There's probably a big one of the romances is going to have a big pivotal moment at a dance on the beach with a big stage and lights.
Bonfire?
Like, kids or something, like something.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. A big moment it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, this is good.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm sad that this doesn't exist.
We should stop being so good at casting drama.
And then monsoon season rolls in, and then kind of the whole vibe changes for a few episodes as far as,
you know, every drama needs the dark turn. So the impending hurricane monsoon situation.
And then also affects business, so like everybody's worried about their like monetary things, because that's always a family drama thing.
Probably at some point during a big storm, one of the couples are going to be trapped somewhere.
Of course.
Like, when the lights go out and they have to like
keep warm. Yeah. Like,
scared of the dark, so they have to like, she has to take, charge and be like,
In
dude,
my head, it's a lifeguard tower, but I don't think they have lifeguard towers on the beaches of Jeju, but that's like what in my head I have.
Now!
They do now. This one has one.
It could be like where they keep like the lifeguard equipment, like a shed, like a shed with, those stretchers and stuff, lifeguard, like the little red buoy thing. You know what I'm talking about, man.
We've all watched Baywatch. We know what you're talking
We know,
about.
like we've been to a beach.
Oh, we need to have like a little like sister or brother, like a younger kid, like a 10-year-old kid.
Ooh, okay. One of the brothers could be a single dad. That's like a real weekender thing.
Ki-Woo could be.
Yeah, he could be a single dad, and there's a cute kid involved.
So
kid brings it always in.
Right? He's not divorced or single dad. He's widowed.
And then the kid's always trying to like get him,
find
a
him
matchmaker situation.
Yeah.
Like maybe like the mother died in childbirth or something, so the kid has no memory of her.
It should be he just played the younger version of So Kang-jun's character in Watcher, but he's the one that did the younger Secretary Kim version.
Yeah. So
I think him would be good. And I feel like he could like play up like being mischievous, but also like
trying to matchmake,
but also that he like basically runs the business.
Yeah.
And like he's like still doing everything and going to school.
Because the grandma is like a big hippie, right? Like,
yeah.
She's like, woo. So like you see the kid in the back like counting the money and like doing it. Like that would actually be really funny.
That would be so good.
Like the kid like taking out the trays of baked goods. Like
there has to be like a teenager somewhere involved. They pretend like he or she is the main worker, but like it's really the younger kid.
Like
and the teenager just is like very apathetic about things and like is like ugh and always on their cell phone.
Yeah.
He's just like
that could be some like newer idol, like one of the younger ones.
An idol.
Like as a part-timer, like they're just a part-timer cafe. Yeah.
Not like so apathetic that you hate them, but like sort of like on Gravity Falls, like the redheaded girl who works part-time at the Mystery Shack who's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave now. Like, see ya. Like it's sort of like funny, but like doesn't do anything useful.
But also like like I mean you see her and him and he's always on the phone just like messing around or just like sighs but still does everything. It's not like they're causing like real tragedy.
Just like they just don't want to be there. Yeah.
Reminds me of Korean Odyssey.
Good.
One's character in Korean Odyssey.
Yeah.
Shop kid. Well, he was a shop teenager and he actually would like kind of have some machinations with people, but also he kind of just didn't care and he'd play on his phone the other half of the time.
Exactly.
Like, guys, this is so good.
It's so good.
I don't even know what to do with this. It's so good. This is my next novel, guys, for sure. Like, this is incredible.
Well, I guess we'll, listen to our book club podcast about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And there'd also be lots of good product placement opportunities.
Oh, for
so many.
There'd be a car one because, like the car, they would make a point of showing how you can like get into the trunk without like touching it,
Stand in it.
Yeah.
And like drinks, like all the different like
drinks.
Teas
and then of course, the tourism board of Jeju would be one of the main sponsors.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful cinematography.
Oh,
you can't. Like, so a weekender that has beautiful cinematography. Put those two things together.
Few and far in between. Few and far in between.
There would be all those little like dating opportunities where they've gone off to some
real place.
Real place in Jeju that like is a tourist trap.
Yeah, you go check out the statues and stuff. Yeah. Go to a tangerine orchard. Mm-hmm. Oh, a lot of romance can happen in a tangerine orchard. Mm-hmm. Like we don't even know.
Airport scene. It's like there. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
everything's
it's like
there.
It writes itself.
Yeah.
Why does it exist? Like I feel like we should just write this script and then just send it to NBC or something and be like, hey, we get it translated into Korean.
I was about to say, here's your script in English. That'll script.
Okay, we move to Korea, learn Korean, become writers, weekender writers. This is our new life plan.
Set up a little company.
I want to do that one drama because, man, it looks intense and writers' jobs suck over there.
But if we're our own company, then it wouldn't be as terrible. I mean, it'd be a little terrible because, you know, you still have to do stuff to make money, but, like, we could do it.
So, now we're going to talk about our favorite summer dramas. So, dramas that we enjoyed watching in the summer and why. And let's start with Amanda.
So, keeping with short, sweet, simple web dramas, a lot of web dramas. So, the very first one, when we started talking about this theme, that popped into my head was Thumping Spike.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sport and summer seem to go together for me. Like, I just, you know, and sports dramas tend to be lighter somehow. They rarely have that you know, there's
because the conflict is like the sport.
Yeah. If they're gonna win or not, and that sort of thing.
Do they win the big game or whatever? It's not. Yeah. It's rarely like some kind of. I mean, not cancer, so he needs to win the big game. Like, no, they don't go there, right? So.
And also, it has Sung Jae-rim in it. So. Yeah.
There is a lot of pretty in Thumping Spike. I am just like, there's a lot of good looking going on there. And it's just cute and it's fun and the story is good and it's not very long. The episodes aren't very long. It just works.
Yeah.
It works. I would say other things like the simpler like C-dramas, not the really big ones, but those like almost mini C-dramas. So like I Cannot Have You. Again, I like that one. It's just light and fluffy. The first season is super light and fluffy and just cute, and I like it. I like the weird K-dramas, the like K-drama web series too, like the like Detective Alice or Rebel Detectives. The first season of Rebel Detectives. Again, second season went dark in a ways that it did not need to. But the first season, hilarious with these little idol boys who are like, that's right. Like that's their like little phrase. They have their little key phrases and their suspenders and jaunty hats and like it's just
jaunty hats. I have to watch this.
Oh, seriously, jaunty hats, like little costume changes all the time. These boys, and they just one just all the time. He goes, "That's right," and it's so funny. Like it's adorable, and it's just easy, like easy, quick. Short, and I can do it. And then, like Natalie was saying at the beginning, Thai dramas. So, like, but GMMTV easy stuff, the teen Thai dramas, not the heavy liquor, not the, but again, they're short, usually like 12 or 13 episodes. They're about 45 minutes long each. And then something like You, Prince is a lot longer, but it's chopped up into like
little chunks.
Bits. So you can just watch one chunk and move with your life if you want. Kiss Me is cute.
Yeah. Ugly Duckling is another just very dumb but very cute.
You know, Two Moons, not GMMTV, but it was just.
It was basically GMMTV.
Like it should have been a GMMTV.
Yeah.
Those are some of the ones that I just think of. Like anything longer than 15 episodes is probably going to lose me in the summer. Like I fall so far behind and I can't keep going. How about you, Jessie? What do you?
So kind of stemming on, I do watch a lot of like, you know, things that I've been trying to watch, like, and I feel like that also kind of plays with, you know, with like, especially with us in the Western world where the summer tend to be not a lot of new stuff happens. It's just all reruns on TV. And I think that's why maybe I like go towards that, also having just like more time. But something that I think not a lot of people talk about and they should be watching that kind of has that vibe in it is that KBS does these drama specials. And they're really great because they're even shorter than a movie. So like they're kind of like a movie, but like an hour long. And it's almost like they're like an episode, like a fully developed story in an episode of a drama. And what's really great about them is that they are usually the same production quality as any of your dramas. They also have all the stars in it too, so you're never missing out on that. And they are always fully subbed in English and put on KBS's YouTube channel.
Yeah,
literally, like,
I love KBS's YouTube channel. KBS's YouTube channel is A+.
It's I feel like not a lot of people talk about them because I don't feel like they know about them as much. And they're always like my go-to, especially like kind of if you're looking for like web dramas. These are also really good because it's short and compact, and they have a ton of them. And because of KBS being so good about subbing a lot of their stuff and putting it on their YouTube channel, like some of their variety shows are on that YouTube channel too. Those are really great. So like some of the ones that I really liked, there's one called My Happy Home. It stars Lee Sang-yeob in it, and I love him. And it's like this really cool like drama about a cyborg. There's also like in terms of sports one, there's the one I just like the end of last year watched. It's called So Close Yet So Far, and it stars Kim Min-suk, who is the the best friend's long-term boyfriend, and Because This Is My First Life. And then Park Yuna, who was in Sky Castle, but I didn't watch Sky Castle, but she was in My ID as the friend who is like basically the best neutral character, the bridge to everybody's relationships. And it's about curling, and that one's pretty good. There's also like Your Noir, which has Chansung from 2PM, my bias in it. But yeah, those drama specials are really great because they're so short, and they kind of feel like a movie, but not the time commitment of a movie. And I just feel like they're little gems that nobody is talking about. So those are really great. And then also just like some random web stuff. I mean, like Splash Splash Love, I think is a really good summer one because it's so sweet. It has Kim Solgi in it, and it's just a short little drama, and it's really good. And then, just also, as I said before, some of the younger dramas like Shut Up Flower Boy Band or Sassy Go-Go / Cheer Up. Those are some solid ones.
You can't go wrong with Kim Solgi.
No, you can't. You really can't. You can't. You can't. She's the best. You can't go wrong with her any time of the year.
That's true.
For me, I like to have a good time most of the time, but I really like watching comedies in the summer because they just sort of put me in a chill mood. And since I work a lot more in the summer than I do the rest of the year, I like to distress from work. So I have two that I really think embodies the summer spirit of fun and stupidity, which would be Welcome to Waikiki. I haven't seen the second season yet, but the first season is comedy gold.
The second season is pretty good. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm halfway.
Yeah, I haven't started it yet. I'm gonna like binge it one of these days. But the first season, especially like, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, when the porn subplot comes out, where like the guy's writing an erotic film and then his first love is the main actor. Like I lost it. I was like peeing myself laughing. When I was watching it the first time, I was at my mom's house, like taking care of her because she just had surgery, and she's like all hopped up on painkillers, and I'm just like wheezing, crying, laughing at this show, and she's like, what? But that one, so Welcome to Waikiki or Laughter in Waikiki, well, Cha-Cha Waikiki. It has so many names, but just search Waikiki, you'll find it. It's on Viki. The other one that I don't know if it's on Viki. I haven't looked up because the last time I watched it was on Drama Fever, R.I.P. Is Modern Farmer, which is, I don't even know how to describe this. It has Hong Lee in it. It has Lee Hong-gi in it. It has the guy who's on I Live Alone and The Player. I always forget his name.
Oh, and The Player?
Yeah.
He was in there.
Right?
It's
what's his name?
Xian, because he was also in Abyss.
Yeah. The plot of this is that Lee Hong-gi plays like a failed singer who is trying to raise money to fund his band's album. Meanwhile, the rest of his band members have kind of like moved on, but he cons them into this plan where he inherits this land from his grandmother in the country, and reads that lettuce farming is very lucrative. So he cons them into going to the country to become lettuce farmers to fund their album. But they know nothing about farming and have never been to the country. And then it's just sort of like shenanigans happen from there.
Sounds like fish out of water stuff.
Exactly.
Sounds perfect.
I just remember when the one that sold me, there's like this one scene where the town's mascot is like this tame deer, and they accidentally kill it with their tractor because they don't know how to use a tractor. Meanwhile, in the like shack that they're living in, they can't live there because there's like a wild deer that has taken up residence. So they like capture this deer and try to like pass it off as like the town mascot pet, but then it gets loose and starts going on a rampage, which then they set to the song "What a Wonderful World" by and it's all in slow motion, like all of these people just like screaming as this like deer is like just. I was like, I'm done. Like this is amazing. I watched it like pretty early on when I first started K-dramas, and I was like, this is incredible. So yeah, that one you laugh pretty hard watching that one. Like it's definitely like what you would consider the Korean version of a sitcom, both of these essentially. Like they're very good. So yeah. So then of course 5 Children, can't stop recommending it. It's like my favorite weekender. So good. So good. Much humor, very sweet. So yeah, those are mine. What about you, Sky?
So I went through what I've watched, and I kind of tried to think of things that either had vacation-y vibes to it, and are so Cinderella and the Four Knights, which the whole thing doesn't have vacation vibes to it, but there is a time where they all go to a vacation house somewhere. I don't remember where the location was, and they kind of all get drunk and have a good time, and so for some reason that, and then they also visit a field a time or two, and that field comes up a lot. Like I remember windmills, like that kind of being near the end. And do you remember that, Amanda?
Yeah, it's kind of like a light, fun drama too.
Yeah, the big kiss is out in the field, and like they walk towards each other, and the
field is a thing, and so location-wise, I kind of remembered that, but it's also pretty funny. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like comedy, but the relationships between the cousins, the 3 cousins, and the secretary guy.
Yes, the secretary. They're the spy who is there to make sure.
Super nice. Like he was my favorite character, so whatever. But all their relationships are pretty tropey but fun, and the girl, even though she's very plucky, but she's likable still. Like it's not really done usually.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's a pretty sweet one. It was kind of an earlier watch for me, but I think for a light thing, it fits the bill pretty well. Top Star You Beck,
so fun.
Because I watched it, a couple months ago. It's set on an island, not Jeju Island, some other tiny Nowheresville island. And so the reason that brings like summer vibes to me is because kind of that islander life, but it's kind of like the hard islander life, and it's culturally very different, and even the way they speak is very different. And it's a very silly show. I would say it is heavy on comedy, sometimes slapstick, usually situational and awkward stuff.
Yeah, but cringe comedy, a lot of it.
Yeah, to me it's kind of like Laughter in Waikiki as far as you're in that.
Yeah, it's the same sort of comedy vibe.
Yeah. And I'm not always in the mood for that necessarily, and there was a little bit of fish out of water because you get this top star and everyone calls him Top Star, like that's what they call him all the time. He goes this tiny Nowheresville island, and so culture clash, people not caring or even knowing who he is, and him kind of being offended at that, which is kind of hilarious. It was pretty cute. Strange, but cute. And then for some reason, idol-focused dramas come to mind for me. So like At the Top, I think even though it's not set in the summer necessarily, but just because like kind of the K-pop world just a little bit with a little bit of training stuff. It's time travel, it's weird. I mean, it's pretty funny.
It's pretty goofy. Like the goofy parts are real goofy.
Yeah. Fish out of water. For some reason in the summer I like that.
That's what you're into.
Yeah. So Hit the Top's pretty fun. Top Management, so we mentioned that earlier. I think that's leans much harder into the K-pop world a little bit, the idol K-pop world. But short, you can find it on YouTube Red. I think it's pretty cute. They made
it is really cute. I hope they make a second season because I doubt.
I do too. I think one of the other.
It's
kids
unlikely, but
trouble.
I hope they do.
Yeah, there's the one kid in it.
Yeah, he
Was-
has problems.
Mm.
They can replace him.
And then I haven't heard anything about that since then. So, and then, like I said, the idol group mini dramas, whatever. Some idol groups back in the day did all these little things, and so, or if you're into K-pop, it's a good time to go watch all the little reality shows or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the vibe I get.
Variety shows are really great in the summer too.
True.
yeah.
We didn't really talk about variety, but yeah, variety shows. Because you don't have to watch them all. You can just one-off an episode and
Especially
enjoy it.
the K-pop centered variety shows, I think would be really great during the summer, or like specific V lives where your favorites are really good.
Yeah, that's basically our summer vibes, huh?
Yeah.
If you're the sun's out, buns out, but also sun's out, fun's out with fun dramas that won't make you think too hard. That's what we're kind of into. Well, this has been our summer fun podcast. We hope that you enjoyed listening to it as much as we enjoyed making it. Okay, so you can listen to it wherever you're listening now, but we're also on Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play, and YouTube. If you don't use any of the other ones, you can also listen on YouTube. We're everywhere. Come find us on Twitter. Our handle is @CertifiedNunas, as it is on Instagram as well. All right, we hope you have a fun summer week, unless you're living in Australia.
Other half of that,
Then we hope you have a nice winter week. Okay, yay!
Maybe watch
Okay.
these to warm up.
Exactly. But I think it's still pretty warm in Australia, even though it is
I feel like,
it's still pretty nice. Okay, so anyway, have a fantastic week. Bye.
Bye.